it's too bad I didn't get that on mic. Nobody's in here yet. Whatever. Even though somebody oh-yeah'd me. Oh yeah. Okay. Lear can't listen. They're only $5. I don't know if I should have said that on mic. Whatever.
No.
I'm not shaming, I'm just observing things. This is What's Up. We just talk about shit. Welcome to the What's Up Cold Open. I'm sleeping.
He's a sleepy boy.
I didn't sleep good today, because at about 8:30 this morning, we started rearranging the downstairs, because my parents are going to have a holiday party next Friday, so we're going to have to work on that scheduling. But we got a week to think about that. But there was a lot of hammering and a drilling and a clonking around directly under me, and I put these floors in some of these places, so trust me, they're not that thick.
Ow, fuck.
But yeah, so we're here. I'm a little sleepy, but we're doing the thing.
If you guys are wondering what Lucky's doing in the background, I was playing. I'm playing the free game for PlayStation Plus November, which was Nioh, and I'm having a jolly good time. And by jolly good time, I mean I'm dying a lot. So if you hear me yelling and screaming and cutting off Omega, maybe God damn it, that hurts. That's why I died again.
Yeah, he's doing stuff. But hi, welcome to What's Up. We're not talking about the end of Death Stranding yet, because since we last recorded, which was only like 5-ish days ago.
Yeah, was it super
long? We waited until like Monday or something. And it's been even shorter probably since you guys listened to it, because it had to get edited and stuff, because we talked a lot.
We did talk a lot.
I have done basically nothing but play gacha, mostly Salem, and watch a little bit of TV.
Little bit.
I don't even know if I should say a little bit. I watched a lot of Clone Wars on Disney Plus while playing Salem. And if you want to know my Salem thoughts and why I had to maybe watch so much TV, check out Let's Talk FGO that just came out.
Ow, stop stabbing
Despite the
me.
fact that I didn't think the title was very catchy, it seems to be doing okay. Shut up there pretty fast. I guess people were... Maybe the Santa Helena clinched it. Who knows?
Well, honestly, all things considering, maybe not everyone knew about, Santa Helena, or Helena, however you want to pronounce it, so they're all like, what the fuck is this?
True, that could... Because that was... While that was a little bit of a pop-off when it got first announced on, fandom Twitter and Reddit and stuff, it... As far as I know, it died off pretty fast.
Yeah.
Some people in our Discord, when we posted the final thumb, were even like, oh yeah, I forgot, that happened. So who knows? Maybe it's bringing the people in. I'm a clickbait master even when I don't know it.
Skeleton Archers, why?
Lucky is yelling about Nioh.
Mm-hmm,
though that does remind me, it's the 7th, we have to be into the new month. Hey, Titanfall 2 is free this month on PS Plus. Get it, if you don't own it already. I wish I didn't own it so I could get it for free again and play it.
Fuck up, nerds, I got a gun!
He's got a gun! Though, speaking of that meme and its iterations, I do physically own Pokemon Sword now, but because I haven't done anything with Death Stranding, I'm like, no. I can't. No, not yet.
Well, you're not, as I say, you're in the, final...
No, I just need to have a free evening, and I was using all those free evenings to be like, more Salem. So now I should be whatever.
Oh, nope, that is, run away with the gun.
Push through and get all the stuff done. Oh yeah, they're teasing, that they're remaking Resident Evil 3 too, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they had, a key visual, I want to say, or something.
Yeah, they had some key visuals. I don't think they've officially announced, though. Maybe, because, let's see, is it this week? I think it's this week. PlayStation's gonna have State of Play.
It's actually lined up... I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, and also it's the Game Awards, which I believe Jeff... we can never remember how to say his last name.
I'm sorry,
see
man.
Last week's episode. I think he said that there's going to be 10 game announcements at the Game Awards.
That's the interesting thing about the game announcements now, it's as much as it is a Game Awards thing, it's also become a thing where we have the opportunity to just announce more shit.
Yeah, and I think it's in a good place for that, because E3 is kind of in the middle of the year, and so the Game Awards takes at the end of the year, and it kind of lets you celebrate all the last year of games, and also be like, hey, and here's what's coming out next year. So I'll be interested to see that. So I don't think last week we covered it, or if it was out. There are a couple of other little bits of game news that have come out recently, since we're talking about video games. Unfortunately, P5R has an official Western announcement date. It's the 31st of March, I want to say.
Something
So,
like that.
it's right in the middle of the clusterfuck between Final Fantasy VII Remake and Cyberpunk. So, enjoy that, kids.
Oh god, I'm not.
That's not great. I've pre-ordered 2 of those already, so I probably won't pre-order P5R.
You know, like, I'm probably gonna do with, like, oh shit! With Fallen Order and Outer Worlds. I'll get P5R eventually. One day.
Sometime. It's good, it's important, it's cool, but we talked about this when we were talking about our Death Stranding numbers. We also both sunk, like, between 180 and 200 hours into P5, so...
Oh, did I dodge that? How?
It's got a lot of free time. Also, we're a couple minutes in, so I should make sure to go ahead and do our patron intro. Or
Okay, fuck
patron
you.
shout out. And remind everybody that, much like PBS, this episode is brought to you by viewers like you, which includes patrons like Aka Comics, Qua, Jeremy Vasquez, Kylie Denton,
Nope.
Nestor Flores, Sodasan0424, and Video Gamer 75. And I would just like to reiterate our precious patrons. Lucky is not yelling at you, he's yelling at Nioh.
Yeah.
Thanks for your support, everybody.
Thank you. I would crack open a can, but this is not a moment to pause.
I was about to say, I bet Lucky can't crack open a can because he needs both hands.
Yeah, I do. I'm not that good. I'm sorry. I'm kind of shit at video games.
Can anybody play a Soulsborne game one-handed?
I'm pretty sure there's someone out there who's tried.
Somebody's probably done it with a DER pad or something
Ow!
like that.
Oh god, I love this Kusarigami. I can't think of it. I can say it if I can look at the name, but it's the fucking ninjutsu
Yeah, I know.
fucking
I
sickle
know what
and metal ball.
Kusarigame is.
All right, I think I'm past the worst of it.
But yeah, so that was one thing, and also it just came out, like, last night. Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind is officially coming out in January. Price point unknown. But confirmed playable Kairi, finally.
Yeah.
And also, it looks like it's just the usual Final Mix bullshit. There's gonna be a lot of extra fights with extra characters, and they're weird and trippy.
Okay. I survived. There was a lot of so here you guys go.
There you go, he cracked it.
I cracked it. Okay.
But yeah, so while some people are still infinitely disappointed at Kingdom Hearts 3, we remain pleasantly surprised and hopeful, and we'll see how that works.
Yeah, as I said, there's a lot of people who like to take hot takes. I'm just like, okay, but don't.
Yes, well, don't worry. We have a screen cap for that. We have a macro. I said that once to somebody. Okay, but don't.
Yeah,
and that is eternally saved to just drop whenever you need to be like, all right, I understand and respect your opinion, but also, can you not?
Yeah, as I said, I got like super depressed actually because I wanted to talk about Sword Art Online, and the chat immediately went into, but Sword Art Online sucks. I'm like, guys, I want to be happy about things.
Yeah, we have that as a rule, actually.
Yeah, but
and you managed to turn that around in your own passive aggressive way this week when you were like,
yeah.
I want to talk about Sword Art, but people would just be mean about it, so I don't want to.
Yeah.
And several people were just like, yeah, I'm not caught up. Are they? Is stuff happening? I don't know, because
yeah, stuff.
It's like I know some people are waiting for the whole thing to be over. It's another double core.
From what I heard, it's actually going to be skipping the winter core and going to spring, which I'm okay with.
All right,
They're doing a lot. They're doing a lot with it.
All right, that's interesting. That's gonna befuddle some people, but sure. Okay, you got to do what you got to do with production.
Yeah,
we know that. For instance, we've talked about this. Babylonia is going to take a couple weeks off to do recap episodes.
Yeah. Let's see. So I guess do we want to talk about anime? Well, I guess you really haven't had the chance to watch anything.
I haven't had a chance to do anything. Like today I watched My Hero because I'm done with Salem now. Well, I'm not done. You know, I gotta find that extra quest in there, but I'm mostly done. So yeah, that's it.
My Hero was good. As I said, we get to see the goodest boy, Sun Eater, do his thing.
Yes, it's all about Sun Eater this episode, and that it sounds like next time they're gonna immediately go into another Kirishima episode, which is great.
Yeah. Keep an eye on Fat Gum because he's gonna have a surprise for y'all later, and it's gonna make you keck.
Fat Gum's great. I love him.
And he's your Kansai dude, so he talks with that accent and loves takoyaki.
I remember it. Sunny even says that in the episode. At the Fat Gum Agency, we eat a lot of takoyaki, so I'm really good at using octopus limbs. But yeah, so this is, you know, there's a little bit of character building for everybody, but this has a lot of flashbacks to Mirio and... Shit, what is Sun Eater's regular name?
I can't remember.
There's some ta and some ka sounds in there. I don't know.
I'm sorry. I like literally just watched. Yeah, I went and did a job. I had to play with gas pipes and stuff.
But yeah, there's a lot of flashbacks building their relationship, and he does some stuff to some things. He eats some things. He does some stuff. So that's cool. I like that. Like a lot of people were saying, we seem to be in the action roller coaster now, and it's just we're just gonna keep going.
Choo choo, motherfucker.
And that guy with that fucking mimic power, Jesus. Like, I know he juiced up to use it, but holy shit, dude.
Well, I think what's crazy is that usually he's such a small little dude, but then he like stabs himself and he just goes, and you're like, oh!
Yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering if maybe he was possessing like a thing to look smaller.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, he freaked out. And I loved how, was it Rocklock who was like, can't he only possess things about the size of a fridge normally?
And they're like,
that's a really funny, specific rule. Though, yeah. But well, yeah, so he gets juiced up on drugs, so.
Drugs!
Interesting, because they even say that, I think, in the episode, which is like, I didn't even think about that he would boost his quirk so that he could become the underground.
Yeah, but let's see, any other interesting parts? Yeah, no, it was just a lot of backstory. But as I said, next week, I'm really excited, because as I said, Kirishima is one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, he's a good boy, and it's good that he actually gets to, like, he's in the background in a lot of arcs, but this one really seems to be the one where he already got a whole episode this season, and then he's gonna get another whole episode focused on him, obviously, because it's called Red Riot, so duh.
Mm-hmm. Duh.
But yeah. Ugh. Hero's good. But no, I haven't watched anything else. I will catch up sometime. Because, like I said, here's the thing about playing games. I can't watch anime and play games so well. I did watch, like I said, a lot of Clone Wars. I'm about halfway through season 2 now, and this is just in a week. This is all on Disney Plus, by the way. I think it's also on Netflix, but that's where I decided to just, go straight to the source and watch it on Disney Plus while I'm in between episodes of The Mandalorian. Which is still good, though a lot of people are shit-talking episode 5 unnecessarily, I think. Is it probably the weakest episode so far of the series? Sure, but it's not... I don't know, like, we've talked about this before. Some people have really critical, technical opinions of things that I just can't relate to. Like, I remember somebody was like, man, these shots of... The big thing is a lot of people are like, oh, it's just fan service that went to Tatooine. I'm like, yes, but no. That can also still be world building. Also, a lot of people I don't think give Dave Filoni enough credit, because they're like, oh, it's just references and callbacks. This episode was written and directed by Dave Filoni, who wrote and directed Rebels, and he was the supervising director with George Lucas on the Clone Wars. He worked directly with Lucas making the Clone Wars animated series. So, like, I think he's the closest they got to a Lucas protege in Lucasfilm right now. And while obviously that means that, like, some people may not necessarily agree with some of his interpretations and characters and themes and stuff. We have that problem with George sometimes. He still got a lot of his direction and style on themes straight from the guy, so it's like, I don't know, a lot of people feel like it's trying to fake being Star Wars. I'm like, you can't get more Star Wars than this. It's Dave Filoni. The only way you can get more Star Wars is if George Lucas did it, but you'd probably still complain.
Yeah, no, that's the unfortunate thing about a society. You can't please everybody.
Yeah.
And it's usually the people who are not pleased are going to scream the loudest.
Yeah, like, I think this was just a fun, slightly more lighthearted middle point to the season, because this is 5 out of 8, I think. So this is just to kind of, like, build up some more of this stuff. And I know some people are like, oh, the plot's getting repetitive. I'm like, It's 8 episodes. If they have, like, 2 Monster of the Week episodes in the middle, or 3, and then they have, or probably not even, probably 2, and then they'd have 3 on the back end and 3 on the front end as a whole collected arc. That's not terrible. That's just, spacing. Because you can't go from big dramatic 3-part arcs to big dramatic 3-part arcs. That you need, the roller coaster effect. You need tension to let out. So,
yep.
Also, I don't know. People, like I said, some people, maybe it's because they are more close to the entertainment industry, but some people are real picky about actors. And I was like, I don't think they were that bad. Like, there was a weird older lady who ran a hanger/repair shop, and it was like, okay, this character's kind of weird in Star Wars, but I don't think she's necessarily acting really wrong. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm too used to actually watching Star Wars, including the Clone Wars, and being like, yeah, everybody sounds like this. This is Star Wars. These are based on pulp serials, and nobody is acted really well. Have you watched A New Hope lately? Woo, some of those dialogue reads. It came from behind. But yeah, so I still think The Mandalorian's good, and it's still fun. But so Clone Wars is interesting because it's not bad. I don't want to say, and not a lot of it. Like some episodes you can really tell are just George Lucas thinks kids will like this, and I skip most of them. Most of them involve Jar Jar because he's still really awful. No, it's just his characterization isn't any better. But most of them are okay, and like yes, they're written succinctly because they're only like 22, 24-minute episodes, and you can feel that George was pushing against that time limit because so every episode begins with a war-style film reel announcer telling you about current events. Now, if you're in, say, the second or third part of a multi-part arc, which there are quite a few of, he tells you about what happened last episode. That's okay. That's good. If you're in a standalone episode or you're starting a new arc, he explains the situation to you before it happens. It's like, the Republic is fighting General Grievous again. He's really scary and blowing shit up. Now, one of the main characters must help a secondary character in a daring mission, all while it shows all new footage of the side characters getting exploded or something. And sometimes it's recycled, but sometimes it's whole new animation, and then it cuts into... It's like he wants every episode to start in media res, and I'm like, okay, this kind of works, but also, holy shit, George, show don't tell. Like, it would be really interesting to see the setup for some of these arcs, but we're just into it. And I think it's because it was a TV show for kids on Cartoon Network that only had 20 minutes, you know? It's like, you can tell he's fighting that runtime there. But it's hilarious sometimes because, like, I care a lot more about the intro to this than the outro. And the animation's okay. I think it gets significantly better as seasons go on, but also I'm used to... I think Star Wars Rebels had a bigger budget problem or budget constraints than the Clone Wars did, so I'm already used to, like, limited models, Clone Wars doesn't skimp on the environments and stuff, and they have a fairly decent amount of extra models. And now most of those are clones, so they can use, like, 5 or 6 of those models at once, you know, but they're coming out with new models at a fairly even clip, which is a big deal for 3D CG shows, I know this, because making whole new models and rigging them is a thing. And it's got George's touch for action scenes, which is good. It's still a kid's show, so it's not that whole like tactical prowess thing is kind of limited. Poor clones, poor clones. Love them to death, salt of the earth, dumb as a box of rocks. They are barely better than the droids they fight, because man, droids are still B1 droids anyway are still comedic relief. They must if 3 of them are minding their own business, which is always really weird to me, I'm like, why are you just standing around? Aren't you guys robot automatons? Shouldn't you be doing something? But, like, if 3 of them are standing in a hallway and a Jedi pops out, they usually do something incredibly idiotic, like, should we blast him? Or, like, surrender? And then they get creamed. Because there's, like, 3 of them and they're shite. They're regular B1 droids are only a threat when there's, like, 50 million of them. Now, the series does do its escalation pretty good. Super battle droids, you know, the big wide boys that start showing up in Attack of the Clones, they're, for one, usually silent, and usually those are threatening to clones, but not to Jedi. And the commando droids they show in the first season, they start showing in the first season, and you may remember some about them, because one of our players in our first big Star Wars campaign was, playing a repurposed commando droid. Those guys are scary. Like, they're actually competent and agile. But clones are like, you know, Anakin Skywalker's leading a one-man crazy charge against the battleship, and the clones are just like, I'm on your 6, sir. I won't move from this spot. Never mind how dangerous this is. I got your back. Ah! And like 5 clones die. Or they'll be like, well, the general told us to stand here and protect this spot, so we will stand here and protect this spot until the last guy. Or another episode where there's trying to do a prison break where Asajj Ventress, Dooku's bald apprentice chick, who some people may know from the original 2D animated Clone Wars, was
I remember
the
that.
first time she showed up. Yeah, she's back in the 3D series. She sprints down a hallway at a handful of clones and, dual-wielding lightsabers, and the clones are like, is that Asajj Ventress? I can take her! Blam blam. They can't. I think she only kills, like, maybe one of them that way, but they're completely ineffectual. It's like, I understand we don't have time to deal with, like, the tactical intricacies on film, and that's not really what Star Wars is about, but I'm like, man, I feel bad for those clones sometimes. Those poor clones. But they still get a decent amount of models on screen. It's pretty fun if you've never watched it. You can check out, there's a lot of viewing guides which are like, here are the really good arcs. And I generally agree. Like, if you find a standalone episode and you're just like, oh, this is the one where Padme's spying on a fellow senator who she used to date, and so Anakin's really jelly. I'm like, I think I give this one a pass. It's okay. But other multi-part arcs are usually pretty good. And it's very sassy. As you would expect. When you get Obi-Wan as a major character, the sass.
I'm sorry, I'm just thinking always thinking of the meme. It's all like, sir, there's a ship approaching. Scan it. We're detecting an unusual amounts of sass. Kenobi!
Yeah, that's him. I think it's more how Ahsoka's actress reads her lines. She's a little, obviously, the kid-friendly character. Like, she's a little, comes off as a little naive at times. But she and Anakin have good bants, as you would expect from Anakin Skywalker, the student of Obi-Wan Kenobi. The bants levels are high. But while obviously kid-friendly, the show is still got a lot of that Star Wars charm. And they get away with a lot for TV PG, because clones have helmets. You can do a lot of bad stuff to them, unfortunately. And also, because some enemies are aliens, you could do stuff like set them on fire. A Jedi Master literally orders clones to bring up flamethrowers and burn Geonosians, and I'm like, whoa. This is pretty serious business for a kid's cartoon about Star Wars, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
Also, it's like you see some of the same tropes. Like, they use him less, but in the first season they lean into General Grievous a lot. So there's a lot of not the exact same shot, but the exact same animation of General Grievous running off, jumping into his ship, and flying away. Because that's his move. His move is, this plan isn't going well. I'm going to GTFO. I'm going to punch a droid, and I'm going to run away. Since I got into the second season, they've kind of leaned less on that. Probably because they realized they made him look too non-threatening. And in fact, like, towards the end of the first season, there's even a 2-part arc to make where Dooku is like, yeah, so I arranged things so some Jedi would attack your Citadel, General Grievous, because I think you're not focused enough. You need to get your shit together. And so there's a whole 2-episode arc of Grievous getting his groove back, basically. So there's that. And there's also a lot of the same plot trends in episodes. If clones are in fighters, at least 2 of those clones are dead. No matter what, at least 2 of those guys are going to go down to tell you how serious this is. If you see 3 of those big Jedi cruisers, the Venator class, at least one of those is probably blown up if there's a fight scene. That's why we have 3, so we can blow one up. And if anybody... It's about a 50-50 shot if enemy climbs into a gunship, if that gunship's going to eat shit and crash, but nobody important will die in the crash. They're never that bad. So yeah, you pick up on these little things, but I like it a lot. I'm going to keep watching it while I do other stuff, like play gacha, because I've been doing that a lot.
Yeah.
How you doing on Singularity?
I'm in the second part.
It's good. I'm getting towards the end of chapter 2.
Yeah, but like the thing that's bothering me mostly right now is I need to start maxing out my fucking the boxes, so I can maybe, because I don't know, because you got lucky, you got the fucking limited doll like before right away, you did. Yeah.
I got Ballista early, and I was like, I don't even know who Ballista is or what she is, but I got her already, so I don't have to box farm.
Yeah.
Which is good, because that really let me relax while doing Salem. There were some days where I'm like, I'll do like one Singularity map today, as opposed to when I first started, I was like, okay, I need to clear one of the forks a day, do 4 maps at least, if not 6 for the full boxes.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm still like, I think I'm at like 300, so I'm not like, good. I'm not doing bad, but like, as I said, it's always up to chance, and you never fucking know.
Yeah, you got another like 10 days, I think.
Yeah, like exactly 10 days. But yeah, that's that. As I said, again, like I'm kind of enjoying it. Like the difficulty's ramping up, and I'm getting a little concerned because
I will say at least all through chapter 2, if you have a couple of maxed dummy linked echelons, you'll probably be fine. There's at least one weird RNG focused map, but I got really, really lucky, and it happened to be in the configuration that exactly matched the map guide I was looking at on the first try, so that was okay. But you might have to take some tries to figure that one out.
Yeah, I guess. Like, I said, I do enjoy, like in Singular, I am enjoying the little gimmicks, especially like with the NPCs. Like, I think it was like one of the, I can't remember which map it was, where you actually had to literally, tap, Squad 404 to have them move one at a time so you can make the supply line.
Yeah.
I thought that was unique and interesting. It took me a little while to figure it out because I was like, wait a minute, why? Like, because here's the problem I do have with the AI is I want them to stop running at fucking full power Jupiter cannons. Please stop.
Yes, the AI is not good at that.
Yeah. But other than that, I'm having a pretty good time. Like I said, the enemies aren't too hard. Like I'm having a good time. It's just that I'm trying to do like so many things right now. It's just
it's hard. Luckily, I'm pretty sure it'll eventually be made permanent. But you want to at least put your due diligence in when it's live.
Mm-hmm.
I'm enjoying the fact that I have a decently ranked echelon, and I've got M4 up to mod 2 now. So I'm working through that last chunk of EXP, and I will say having so many maps and having a good reward for each map is pretty helpful. They give you a lot of neural data. They give you a lot of... I've gotten some extra combat reports in addition to the shitloads of combat reports I'm bringing in by doing exploration.
Oh my god. Like, literally, because of these combat reports I can buy now, I'm up to my third echelon of full, 100s.
Yeah, I'm on my second. All of them are X5'd now. I've taken my rifle and, finally push them up to the gap, so they are no longer the dummy echelon. They can actually do some of these maps on their own, and just... Yeah, they're so helpful. I got 100 tokens for completing one.
Oh, that's right. I didn't get the 100 tokens ones, but I did get a 50 token, and I think I'm not sure who it belongs to, but I'm pretty sure I got IDW's fucking costume from the gacha. I think it's IDW. I don't have an IDW right now because reasons.
Is it the thief one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's IDW's. I spent my 100 on the gacha, but I didn't get anything important. I got some furniture out of it, but nothing like my miracle pull on Splass's costume. They hooked me in. They gave me something good on the first one, so I thought I'd try it again. But yeah, I will also say out of the boxes, I've also gotten all copies of the special 4-piece statue thing for Singularity.
Yeah, I'm still working on that. I think I got 3 pieces.
Yeah, you'll probably get some dupes like I did, which was a little weird.
I totally got so many fucking dupes of it already.
I'm trying to think. Did I get any new T-dolls? I don't think I got any of the new, even when they were on Raid Up, I don't think I got any of the new ones, but I joked because who did I get? Was it MDR? I got somebody who was an AR who was 5-star and not the Raid Up one. Oh, though, they're coming out with some new 5-stars later this month. They've confirmed Saiga 12, which I'm super excited for.
Yes, I am. Ah! How dare, sir! Stop that!
I made a Black Russian joke, which is like a White Russian, but different. We're also going to get, 3-star shotgun M1897. That's neat. And we're going to get, FP6, who's another 5-star. So it looks like we're doing a lot of shotgun stuff. I don't know if you've seen FP6's art, but her art style looks like it's up your alley.
I don't think I have, but I'll take a look at it. Ah! Prit! Oh, God, that hurts! Sorry, I fell down a hole. It was a trap. Well, now I'm alone. Great. And they're spitting poison at me. And fire. I hate this place. Thanks, I hate it.
Yeah, and then we already seen December, there's it's MG23, which is the machine gun version of the G23 rifle, I think. Heckler & Koch has a system for it that I don't always remember. And we're also advertising RFB's Christmas costume, because we're gonna have like back-to-back costume gotchas. Because this is Girls Frontline. Are you doing anything with HoloLive and stuff, Lucky?
Yeah, I'm working through it slowly. I
Samesies.
have everyone but Fubuki right now. Well, except for, I should say, Mio. I should say, because you have to do the affection event for her.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I might have to write that one off, because
I don't want it, because, like, honestly, like,
I'm definitely not doing my efficient daily farming on this one yet.
Like, I should. I really should.
I think I've built all the ones you can build, though, which I was pleasantly surprised. I only, like, did a few 10 pulls for that, and maybe a couple of, like, daily 3.
How?
Build your 3 builds.
Mm-hmm.
Though, I gotta say, I don't know. This is much like how I felt about Neptunia, because I wasn't super familiar with that franchise. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on, and I don't really care. But some of these units are cool, I guess.
Like, I've skipped, like, all the fucking story. I'm not gonna lie.
I've, like, checked in occasionally to see what's up, and I'm just like, eh.
But apparently, some people have said there are, like, English... God! Stop scaring me. There are, English subtitles to some of their videos. So, I don't know. It's like, oh, you are gonna get up and
There's
stab
a lot
me.
of very roundabout Minecraft references. With, like, the blocky theme, the daytime versus nighttime. One of the later maps has pools of magma. Which is lava. It burns you. Though I don't know. I guess apparently they must do tabletop stuff sometime, because that was one of the bosses. Was you run into a copy of Okami, who is her character from when they played RPGs, but still her. And I'm like, this is a really convoluted way to have a doppelganger.
It seems convoluted as whole. And as I said, I find it interesting that it seems like out of 2 of the collabs we've had, 2 out of 3 the 3 collabs we've had, 2 of them seem to do with VTubers, which I find interesting, honestly.
I don't know, it's maybe because these style, like, where they come from, the Chinese ones, like Girls Frontline and like Azure Lane, they're more about the social media space, because we know, for instance, Girls Frontline is real tight with our buddy Voice, Commander Quartz, like, they actually got in there and have given him some official support and, like, sent him to some cons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know of any specific channels who are really tight with Azure Lane, but I know that they have been a little bit more active in, like, ads and, like, working with people. So I don't know if that's just the nature of, like, how they came into the Japanese market, if, like, there was a lot of support, because I know that for sure that Kizuna Ai has played some Azure Lane.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't know if that's just how the brand integration worked out. Like, they tried that, and because that's the weird thing about VTubers, they're characters in addition to, like, they're proper characters. You could argue that you and me, we're characters sometimes on air.
Oh, yeah.
Not really, but a little bit.
Well, we don't have, like, we ham up our personalities a little bit, but it's still us. We're not, like, being...
We're not like, Dr. Disrespect, who has a full-blown persona, but we put a little bit of effort into some things when we're on air. But VTubers are like that. They are a full-blown persona with... complete with, dying horribly. No, complete with, though, Kizuna Ai has great yelling at stuff. Fuck you.
Well, I wish you could have seen that, because what happened is I opened up a chest, a badger pops up and spooks me. It knocks me back, and then a flaming wheel just comes roaring down and kills me. I'm just like...
Flaming wheels.
I was like, why? Oh, God. Actually, I can save that. I'm gonna clip and share that. It won't have my screaming. It won't have my screaming, but...
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. The Game Awards is... Kojima just retweeted something in the Game Awards about the Best Performance Awards. We've got Ashley Birch for The Outer Worlds. I don't know who she played in there.
Parvati.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I know that off the top of my head, but...
That's very interesting considering you haven't played it yet. But yeah, okay, that's good. Did she have the best performance in that game? Maybe. I don't know. That to me sounds like maybe that might be slightly self-serving, because Parvati was the cute, nerdy, gay engineer. That seems like that might have been a little, like... But, I don't know. That was also fairly decently... She was one of my favorite companions, too, so... But they got a couple of... people from Control. They've got Mads and Norman from Death Stranding, and then they've got Laura Bailey for whatever she did with Gears 5 that we don't know about because we don't play Xbox. Though I don't know. I have a real hankering to see if my machine can run some of Halo Master Chief Collection, because Reach came out, and I'm like, people are all excited for Halo and stuff. Though I don't know. Like I said, I really want to get us maybe together and like on some decent PCs and like record, because you can do like 2-man co-op playing all the Halos with you, because you haven't really played them at all.
No,
that I think would be a fun journey. We've got a couple of retrospectives as far as gaming goes that we want to do whenever we can get consolidated.
Mm-hmm.
Like Lucky's never played Halo very much. I haven't actually played Uncharted. There's 4 of those. Actually, there's technically 5, because we count the Lost Legacy was the one that came out that was originally going to be DLC and they expanded. Was it that one? I don't know. I don't remember the exact name, but it was that one. But yeah, we've got some ideas for stuff.
Yep. Sorry, I'm trying to cut this thing. Okay, now is it working? Okay, now it's working. It was being a dumb. Okay, so let's see here. So I'm gonna end it here. T.
He's editing something which you can check out on your own.
Alright, let's see.
Games and stuff. Gotcha. Yeah, so I think we were just saying that, you know, VTubers being a brand, like they have actual character designs that are probably professionally done as part of the, you know, the whole persona rig thing, and they have presumably actors. Like, I don't know, scripts, like, Kizuna Ai always stays in character that she is actually an AI, but you could write some interesting scripts.
Like, I wouldn't mind, like, actually becoming a character, but, as I said, I feel like that's something to do when we are more, like, when we have, you know, more processing power, funds.
Yeah, more tech-based. Like, that could be fun to have a like, channel mascot or something. A little character to do that through.
Well, yeah, like, I'd love to just make a fucking tyranny rabbit and just do let's plays with that. Just yelling and being angry. Yeah, kind of
like what Team 4-Star does, where they have Krillin Let's Plays or
Renegade for life.
Vegeta Let's Plays, which are hilarious.
They're always
they're actually doing some interesting stuff. They just launched a generic podcast thing that was kind of interesting to check out. And also they've started doing Dragon Shorts, where they're doing their own original animation short form. Which is always interesting. Those guys, they've been working together a long time. When they talk about it on the podcast, they said that they've known each other for like 13 years, and that's how long they've been working together. I'm like, man, damn, that's a long time. It's a lot of work.
How long have we been hanging out? It's been a while.
It has been a while. We've only really been doing stuff on the channel like 2 years-ish. But before that, there were a number of years, which I am bad at. Time, space is not my speciality.
God, I want to say like maybe like 6 years.
6 would be my guess.
Alright, so now it's uploading to my Twitter. I hope it's my Twitter. I'm pretty sure it's my Twitter. Yeah, it's my Twitter. Yeah, I actually tweeted about this before, but it's always an eternal struggle to remember what channel I'm on, especially when I'm trying to retweet butts. Because that isn't the mood. Okay. But yeah, like, I would definitely like to be a character, you know, make up like an avatar, and, you know, just put that on that screen. Just, you know, full amounts of tyranny rabbit.
Character design is fun.
Alright, so where's Patreon chat? There it is.
Yes, I have retweeted it both as me and as StudiOmega, and the audience will have heard the audio from it while I watched it.
Watching it afterwards, it makes me laugh.
Yeah, no, the comedic timing on that wheel is just great. You get exploded back from a chest right into the middle of the hallway, which is probably what the designer intended. They scripted it just perfectly.
Yeah. No, like, Nioh has, like, a great amount of design. Like, I die, like, a lot, but I never actually feel like it's enough to actually frustrate me. It's more that, like, alright, I need to do a little bit better than what I just did. And I think that's, like, really to the game's credit, because I will say, like, I'm not a big fan of, like, Soulsborne's game, which Nioh definitely falls into. But unlike other ones, like, I never feel like what I'm doing is absolutely impossible. It's just difficult. It's like, cause a lot of it's on, instead of like your, like, enemies being absolutely completely jank, you have to, you know, juggle your own mechanics. Mm-hmm. Because, with Nioh, and so you have like 5 different types of weapons, plus ninjutsu and, onmyodo. Magic. And each of those 5 weapons, you have 3 different stances: high, middle, and low. And depending on what stance you're using, your attacks vary, and you become better at like dealing damage, or dodging, or blocking. And your different enemies, have best ways to defeat them. Yeah, actually, that's a really good way to put it. It's a mix of Dark Souls and Ninja Gaiden, but with a Diablo-style loot system. And you say Ninja Gaiden, but that's because it's literally made by fucking Ninja. Is it Ninja Theory or is it Team Ninja? Team Ninja, who is the people who made Ninja Gaiden, which before Dark Souls was the Dark Souls games of why is this game so fucking hard?
Yes, especially on the classic. Because remember, before we had Dark Souls memes, we had Nintendo hard memes about hardest balls old Nintendo ass games, like the original Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah. So as I said, like, I'm really glad that I actually picked up Nioh. It's like I'm gonna be yelling at it and screaming, as you all are gonna have to hear. But I'm having a good time. And I'm back to the beginning. I think this is the complaint I have, though, is I never liked the fucking Soulsborne thing of you die, now all the enemies are back. And I'm just like, but I died there. Well, actually, this one actually won't be a problem, probably, because I died to a fucking trapped treasure. So, I don't know, actually, this might be a little bit easier. Okay, cool. Now I just gotta get through the fucking poison Haniwa things. Great. Let's see here. So, yes. Oh, got a poison. So, with Hololive, I'm working on it. I'm probably gonna, I don't know, when we get done recording, I'm probably gonna stop playing this and I'm on Fire and get onto that. Because, as I said, I'm done with Salem and there's nothing really gonna be happening for me until we get our Christmas.
Yes, which presumably won't be until the stream, which is on the 12th.
Yeah.
And we're not those people who double up on JP, because those guys are going to die, because they're doing a lotto event to get their welfare, and also then, presumably immediately after, there's only like 3 or 4 days left on that, presumably immediately after there's going to be Lost Belt 5.
Yeah.
So they're fucked.
Sorry, nerds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But, yes,
right.
We are...
Alright, so I'm going to kill this fucking wheel first.
But while you're talking about stuff, though, do you want to talk about... Are you able to talk about also you've dived back into Monhun?
Yeah. Back during the Black Friday, die, flaming wheel. Yes, your death has been swift. Back during, Black Friday, Monster Hunter Iceborne went on sale. It only dropped $10, but that's enough, because that's the thing, like, I know, like, Monster Hunter, Iceborne was a pretty big expansion, but it was, like, when it first came out, it was, like, $39.99. It's, like, that's more than the base game right now. Like, a matter of fact, Monster Hunter plus the base game, I think, was the price of a full game right now, with, like, Monster Hunter only being, like, $19.99. So it's just like... Yeah, so, I've been holding off on that, waiting for the stars to align. And I got it, and I'm back into it, and, interesting enough, we have a bunch of community members who are also into the Monster Hunter.
Boy, are they into it.
Yeah.
I didn't really have anywhere else to go with there.
Yeah, I know. I'm just thinking, like, we have a lot of people who play on the PS4, and we have a couple on PC. Although I'm pretty sure the PC players are going to increase once Iceborne actually comes on PC, which is next month, I believe, January. So, but it's been fun. I said I made a squad. I called it the Total Tyranny Troop because I don't know. I like naming things weird, and I like alliteration. I really like alliteration. And yeah, so I think that's like 5. We have a couple of our patrons actually. We like Panda's in there. Let's see here. Let's see. Panda, Alter, Camper, Loth. He made a showing, and my buddy Red, who's shot him in the face.
We can call Red a friend of the show. We've gamed with him before.
We game for him. But, yeah, I'll be getting into that. Oh, shit. Sorry, big giant statue with I died.
He's dead.
He's dead,
Jim.
I'm dead. So, yeah, like, honestly, I don't know what to expect. Like, it's a good expansion. Like, it adds adds more areas, more monsters, more weapons and armors, and lets you run around kicking monster ass. Like, honestly, when you think about it, Monster Hunter has a really, really simple gameplay loop. It's, you find the monster, you beat it up, you take its parts, you make better weapons and armor to go fight more monsters to get their stuff. It's like the most basic of fucking gameplay loops.
Kill more monsters, get better loot.
Yeah. But they've added enough bells and whistles on it that, it's always fun. It's always fun, except when it's not. Because there are definitely some monsters that you fight where you just spend half the time running and screaming. Or at least I do. And I'm going, why do you hit so fucking hard? But that's definitely fun. As I said, I have clairvoyance, and the fact that my parents just told me, yeah, I bought you these video games for Christmas. And I'll probably be getting, I will be getting Outer Worlds and Fallen Order at oh god! Zombie! At Christmas. So, I don't know. Like, my Monster Hunter will probably slow down around then, and same with my Nioh. I don't know. I'm still having a good time. Wait, did I open up that treasure chest, or was I just being dumb? Wait, was there even a chest?
Only you can answer that question.
I don't know. I don't know.
He's gonna check.
Well, first I gotta knock the skeleton down the hole. Bye. Now I'm gonna check.
Did that skeleton scream?
Oh god! It was another trap! Fucking tanukis! How dare! That's why. Oh, you're dead now. I'm sorry. Well, you did try to kill me, I guess. Shit, I totally forgot what I was talking about. Fucking tanukis.
Monhunt stuff, but I think you resolved most of it because you were mentioning how you were gonna.
Oh yeah.
Just play more games.
Yeah, play more games. This time I died on the surface. Actually, I should go up there and see what's up. But that's a skelly man.
Goddamn skeletons.
And explosives. Yeah, sorry I haven't been streaming much, guys. As I said, I feel like, honestly, again, I keep saying this. I felt really weird, saying I trying to stream Death Stranding, because as I said, most of the time it was just me delivering and chilling and running around building stuff, and I don't know. I personally don't think I really have the audience that really wants that.
Yeah, I don't know. Those were fairly popular, but also, I don't know. They seemed also kind of subdued.
Yeah.
And then there's also the problem of, if you stumble into somebody's thing in the wild, it plays music, and that's a pain in the butt for us.
Yeah, so that's why I quit doing that. But honestly, I've been kind of bleh.
We
recently.
are in kind of a bleh kind of a year.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe once Fallen Order and Outer Worlds get here, I can stream those. I don't know. I don't know if anyone's actually interested in seeing me scream at Nioh. Because that's the thing about streaming is, in order when I want to stream, I know this is me being petty, but I actually want people to show up, interact with me.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the big thing for the streamer is you get instant engagement with the audience, and then for the audience they get instant engagement from the streamer. Yeah,
and as I said, people show up, but only it's usually one or two people talking, and half the time it's me yelling at Axe about stuff for whatever reason.
Yeah, and then sometimes it's basically you and me just continuing our constant bants all the time.
All the time.
But if I have to work and do stuff, that doesn't work, because you'll stream for 8 hours and be like, okay, I have to sleep now, Lucky, goodbye.
Goodbye, no, and things get quiet.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we will continue to experiment and do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't have to stop showing up, Axe. It's just, the issue is not that you are there and we do yell about stuff, it's just you're the only one there.
Yeah.
It's good, you can be lighthearted.
Ugh. Solid move. But, so it's just so I'm just I keep trying to find that, I keep trying to find that, oh, you're dead. Well, I keep trying to find that game that, people want to see, and I'm just I don't know, not to mention I'm always trying to, fuck with the technology. Oh god! wow. I'm always trying to fuck with the technology to like make it maybe like more accessible to people, I guess. With tags and, stuff, because that's the other thing. It's like, we have, like I said, like, no offense to us, but we have not gotten that, what's the word I want to use? That breakout hit. We've been on a constant roll, but it's been a constant slow roll. So I keep trying to hoping that, like, whatever I do will be that fucking, breakout that, gets us noticed, that gets people, like, looking, talking about us on the map. What the fuck just happened? You got a sword!
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. It's been a while since we had a big hula doop, but we're at almost 2,200 subs, 2,190, which has steadily grown. We're at plus 62 the last day. Let's see. Revenue is slightly down, but that's because we haven't really done much this month. Which happens, but we'll see that go up. But watch time and views are about the same. They're, again, slightly down because we haven't done much else extra, but we are in the little bit of an average curve right now. But, that we can always see a little bit of stuff. Like, for instance, our episode of Let's Talk FGO that just came out, We Shall Hold a Trial, which I feel like is a reference to something, because in my mind I hear somebody with a really shitty fake English accent going, "We shall hold a trial," but I don't know where the fuck it's from. Probably something on the internet that was too obscure, but whatever, it's working, because there's like
trial.
500.
Do you think it would be a Monty Python reference?
It might be, but I don't know. Don't think about it too hard. It's just...
Well, no, because I remember, like, I was thinking about it. There's the witch trial scene in the Quest for Holy Grail.
Yes, I don't think they say it there, though they could. That's just an excuse to watch Holy Grail. Actually, that could be a thing I could do. Last year I did a little bit of a Christmas special, which got, I think, okay number of views. Got some engagement on it, where I watched Die Hard and then recorded basically a one-man riff track over it as I talk about it. I think we did okay. Our views on okay depends on the video, but it's gotta see how some stuff goes. Yeah, how did that turn out? Analytics? No, Die Hard is definitely not made for kids. So, let's see. 6.6 watch time in hours. Audience retention is a little bad. Most people left. Got some views, though. I don't know, maybe I'll remind everybody about it later. Because Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
I consider it a Christmas movie.
Yeah. And we could do more stuff like that in future. It's just, a matter of, like, desire and whatnot. It's like part of the reason why I didn't read more Lovecraft stories is because after you read the first, 5 or 6, they start getting long, and then that's just like, okay, I don't want to be here for an hour and a half. I'll die.
Of madness!
But yeah, so... but there's a lot of little stuff we do that's just kind of experiments, and some of it works and some of it doesn't. And some stuff, bounces back and forth, and some stuff pops a little. It's like you said, we're still trying to figure out what'll be that, that breakout bringer. Some of our collabs with voice were like that for a while. They brought in a lot of people.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
That's still our number one viewed video is 2018 in review with voice. Though we have several ones that are not quite close to it, but we have a couple of ones that are without him that are like really big. And holy shit, when did my L5 art video? Unless YouTube is going crazy, my L5 art Let's Make a Character video has over 2K views.
What?
And I'm just like, what? I don't even know. I might have advertised it on, the forums, the official Fantasy Flight forums. I don't know, maybe people are just looking for that advice. That reminds me, I need to get back in that frame of mind and finish up that campaign sometime. But probably not right now, because holy shit. Oh, it's real bad that Jess gave me the ability and the advice to build spectries. Because I've been doing that a lot. All the core careers are done, and I'm doing the universal ones now. And it's interesting. I've done some revision, and they probably need some more revision in play, but I've done some revision on them. And it's, like I said last week, it's a really interesting thing to build. I think the way I've got it set up, I can't really, but I kind of wish I could go back and do something slightly different with Fighter, but I don't think I want to lose any of the archetypes the specs have. Because that's the only one that's wow, literally all of these trees are combat. Because most of the others have a lot of variety in the specializations. But that can kind of work out, where you can, decided to move them into other stuff. I don't know if you guys have had any time to proofread them. I can once again share them with the audience or watching live in case they want to look at stuff. But yeah, so that was a lot of interest to kind of work on stuff. I managed to stick to my goal that every core spec tree has a unique tier 5 talent, so there's something you can only get in that tree no matter what, which I think is good because it incentivizes you to actually go through the works of your trees, not just buy it to be like, oh shoot, I want to buy, I think it's, probably Jesters has the extra couple ranks, so I'm like, oh, I'm going to become a Jester just so I can get an extra couple ranks of Bad Cop. No, you get unique stuff in here. And I think I said it last time, but I can reiterate that the way I split it is that there's 8 careers total so far, and they're split evenly between, I guess, now what you might call marshals in D&D, and in non-magic classes, basically ordinary ones, and then 4 magic classes, because there's 4 magic skills, because we've got, in the core book, there's Primal, which is obviously, wild wilderness magic. Even though I think in D&D, at least for a long time, druids cast cleric spells. Do they have their own? Druids have their own spell lists? I'm not an expert.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I think they do. I knew they definitely do now. That was like in 4 when they were like, they have like power sources, like everybody got different. But in the core Genesis, and then imported into this, obviously, because I'm using the magic skills, there's Primal, which is that one, and I believe that's cunning based. There's Arcane, obviously, which is your typical arcane type magic. That's what the wizard does. And that's intellect based. I believe divine casting is willpower based, and then in their Realms of Terranoth supplement, which I have stolen, they added verse, which is bardic magic, basically, like magical song, and it can be kind of based on any of their power sets, but that's magic using presence. So I made sure to bring that in, and that's a whole base of a... Because I've always had kind of an interesting relationship with bards, intellectually. I think it's I accept that they're dumb, but also I think it's fun.
Yeah.
Because...
Well, Well, yeah,
go ahead.
I think that's how, bards should be playing. It's good, dumb fun.
Yeah, so you're like... Yeah, it's kind of silly, the idea that you're, like, a wandering minstrel who is also magic, but at the same time, playing a real jack-of-all-trades character can be really fun. And that's kind of how this works out. So it's not called Bard, but it's Troubadours get 3 specs, which I've mentioned before. One of them is Dancer, which is mostly supposed to be positive social stuff. They have, good cop ranks, encouraging song, inspiring rhetoric, all that stuff. But also I gave them all the kit that they can do a little bit of other stuff like dual wielding, because I was sword dancing.
Oh, neat.
So they've got the talents for making it easier to use 2-weapon fighting and stuff. And they've got the battle casting talent in the tree, which is important because in Genesis it follows some old school D&D type rules where you get setback dice when you're casting magic if you're wearing heavy armor, carrying a shield, or don't have a free hand, and even more if you can't speak.
All those verbal and somatic components, yo.
Yeah, so it's not impossible. It's just, hey, have some extra black dice, have some extra setbacks, because that's how it works. But if you have the battle casting talent, you don't add those setback dice for wearing heavy armor, using a shield, or not having at least one hand free. So that kind of fits the set of the character. The gameplay specialization is really interesting because I felt thematically it fit in Troubadour, but they don't necessarily have any abilities that are powered by verse, and they don't have verse as one of their extra career skills. So you could just pick it up and be anywhere, and then it's your vague jack of all trades. They've got stuff like I ported over the double or nothing talent from Star Wars, which is what the Star Wars Gambler does, which is you get to increase the difficulty on a check once, and then after you cancel all the symbols, the default double or nothing is you double all advantage you have remaining. So if you don't fail the check, you get extra advantage. And then the improved version is, if you don't fail the check, you double your total success. And then the final version is, regardless, you double all triumph and despair symbols because they don't cancel.
Oh.
So, you could dip into this just for the extra effect of adding all that extra things in, but it's risky because you're adding extra difficulty.
That sounds bardish.
Yeah. And they've got some other ones like Desperate Recovery. They've got Rapid Reaction. They've got both of the initiative skills, because cool and vigilance makes sense for gambling. And just a little bit of, not a lot of combat potential, but a little bit of just general, you can do some fun stuff in there. Overall, Troubadour is very squishy. They don't have a lot of extra ranks of stuff like Grit and Toughened. The Jester mostly has a couple of those, and that's because I imagine that because they're yelling at people, other enemies are going to want to punch them. Because they've got like scathing tirade and stuff, so that they can use social abilities to do damage to enemies, basically, to stress them out. Because the fun thing about Genesis is minions and rivals don't have separate tracks between wounds and strain, so you can yell people until they pass out, basically. Now, obviously, narratively, they don't do that per se, but
they just lose the will to fight and just kind of zone out.
Yeah, they stop being a problem, and they're defeated. So that was kind of fun to build all these aspects, and you can stack them on pretty good and do different things. Hopefully, everybody has a unique flavor. Some of that'll come out in playtesting and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm working on, like I said, the universal specs. So, following the advice of the Genesis Expanded Player's Guide, there's no extra career skills by default in the universal specializations, but they have several talents which let you count skills as career skills later. Like, for instance, I have done Adventurer, which I said is going to be that's the really generic skill monkey spec. That's okay, I rolled a wizard or a troubadour, and I don't have any skills for going outside and adventuring. What do I do? Well, you can pick up Adventurer, which can give you access to talents which let you take stuff like athletics and knowledge engineering as career skills. They've got a couple of free ranks, a couple of cheap ranks, I should say, but easy accessed ranks of Toughened, which is good. That improves your wound threshold. So if you're just like, I'm going to be in combat, I need to get better at this. And in general, they've got some good extra stuff to get it, and just in general improve your skill ability. And then I did. The only other one I've done fully is Chirurgeon, which is surgeon, but ye oldie. And those are just, man, if you want to get real good at healing, that's it. That's all they need. They've got a lot of ranks of stuff like surgeon, apothecary. I've reintroduced the physician talent from Star Wars, which means when you heal people of wounds, you also heal them of extra strain, so they can get that in there. And just so you could, for instance, roll a white hat, a priest white hat, a healer. That'll get you your pretty good healing bot stuff, and also dovetail into some of your magic casting, because it is still Divine Caster. But also, then if you were like, alright, now I'm going to take Surgeon, basically, and now I'm going to get really good at healing. Or you could be something else and be like, oh, I don't want to dip into White Hat and be magical at healing, you know? Why don't I just take Surgeon and be like, oh, I'm going to get better at healing overall. Which, that's kind of what the point of the universal specs is going to be, is like, these need to be routes so that you don't have to weirdly multi-class, you know? Like, some of them obviously make sense. Like, if you want to build a classical paladin, either starting as a priest crusader or starting as a fighter knight and then doing the other specialization, works out perfectly. They mesh very well. They give you a broad set of skills that makes you good at melee combat and also tanking, and you can do a little bit of magic. There's deliberately, in one of the ranger specializations, there's a couple of talents which let you take primal as a career skill, so you can start doing wild magic, which is, I think, a thing you can do in some versions of D&D. Rangers will eventually get druid spells.
Oh, yeah.
So this emulates that effect a little. So guess what? That works perfectly with any of the specializations under Shaman, which is the normal primal casting. And one of the Shaman ones, the Summoner, has a couple extra ranks of Animal Companion, which is what the Hunter is really good at in Ranger, so that you can combine those two and get a lot of ranks in Animal Companion, which means you can have multiple animal companions, multiple pets, or you can have one really, really big pet. Because your maximum silhouette starts at 0 and it increases per rank in Animal Companion, so I think you can get up to like 4 ranks in Animal Companion, so that's like silhouette like 3?
I'm trying to remember the silhouette sizes from Star Wars, but...
Well, so 3 was the size of a starfighter, and I don't remember any silhouette 3 creatures off the top of my head, but they're big. I think a Rancor is like 3 or 4. So 3 is pretty big. Like, a horse is like 2. So yeah, there's that aspect. So some of them clearly stack. Another good one is like, hey, guess what? Magic Fencer and Blade Master go together really well. You know, because they let you do slightly different things, but they overlap. Or you could just be pure wizard and go like, okay, I'm going to be a wizard. I'm going to take Alchemist, Black Hat, and Magic Fencer and just round out all my crazy good arcane skills. But the universal specs are like I said, like adventurer is like, shoot, I want more commonly used skills for adventuring and be good at them. But I don't necessarily want to like buy into rogue specs or something. And the other 4 I haven't worked on yet is there's going to be Craftsman, which is the generic crafting spec, because I'm like, the only other one that has crafting-based talent is Alchemist, so I'm like, I don't want to make players buy into a magical specialization just to get their crafting on, because I know some people. Same with, like, Merchant and Noble, because I'm like, I don't want people to necessarily, like, the only other thing that's mostly mercantile-focused is Rogue Scoundrel, which is the face type, but I'm like, you can be a face or rogue if you want, but I don't know if I want to force you if you want to buy and sell stuff. So that's kind of what they are, is they're spread out. After that, because that'll be all the talents and skills and stuff, I think I got a couple of skill stuff to flesh out. I need to maybe copy some notes about heroic abilities, because I want to reuse those. You may remember those, because I ported some of that over and worked around it for the mech hack I made. This will be similar, because so everybody has heroic abilities. And then it's mostly going to be inventory stuff, building out a complete weapon, armor, gear list, which I've done a little bit of design for in Genesis, so I have some ideas that I can port over. I need to just figure that out. And then, also, I'll have to double check if I need to port over anything for crafting recipes from, like, Realms of Terranoff, because I know that has, like, alchemy and stuff in it, which I obviously want to be in there because it uses the alchemy skill. I just need to know if I need to actually, like, pull out some of those notes and write down some ideas, or I need to just be like, refer to this book for this part. And then I want to do a vehicle section and an animal section, because obviously those are going to be important, because it'll be like, that'll be actually something that matters. Like, how expensive is it to buy a nice horse? And what do those horse stats look like?
Horse stats.
Stuff like that. Because there are rules for mounted combat, and there are a couple of trees which have talents like Let's Ride and like Cavalier, which is about being mounted in combat. And I'll do some fun stuff, like there'll probably be horses. I don't know if they'll be riding dogs or not. We'll see about that, but that might be a cool enemy thing to make them badass, because that's always an iconic thing. But I was thinking I would definitely, like, borrow from maybe, like, Fire Emblem type stuff and be like, yeah, there's gonna be a Pegasus, maybe there'll be a Wyvern, stuff like that. Some kind of, because there's, fantasy stuff like that, there are those really ornery riding lizards in Codex Alera. So there'll probably be some kind of lizard-like mount you can get. Which you have because it's self-referential, you have my permission to name Steak and New Boots.
Oh, I totally will. Steak and New Boots dinner is not afraid of Legionnaires. I mean, no, what is it? Legionnaire is not afraid of dinner. Dinner is afraid of Legionnaires.
Yeah.
Oh, Max. You're such a great
After
character.
he's been thrown off his mount.
Several times.
Which he named Steak and New Boots to remind it of its place.
Guys, again, if you haven't read Codex Alera, give it a go. It's an audiobook.
It's only 6 books. It's all done. It's pretty fun. And yeah, I like it a lot. It's very influential to me about a lot of aspects.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so there'll be that. There will be vehicles, because the EPG has examples of, like, a horse-drawn cart or a carriage, and also some boats and stuff. And probably an airship, because I'm a sucker.
I like airships.
There'll be some kind of something in there. I'm thinking when I do, because I'm also going to do, I think I want to do a section on, like, bases, as it were. I'll call it bases, but really just, like, because that's a pretty typical high-level adventuring thing, is, like, especially considering I explicitly wrote that buildings have rules with a capital R in this setting, too. So that makes sense for that to be, like, if you get to a high enough level, you guys, like, will build your own castles or fortresses or dungeons or whatever. And that gives me an excuse to kind of import some rules from Star Wars I like a lot and just give people more stuff, and it makes sense in the setting. And I think I'll have a standalone section. Now, this may sound ambitious to you, audience, but a lot of this is just porting over stuff that already exists, and I can write pretty fast. It's been about a week since I started this, probably a little bit less, and we're at 60 pages already. Yeah. So, when I get ticking, I get ticking. But I want to also do a magic armory section, and if you wanted to do a more, like, OP heroes type thing, you could do what in Star Wars was like night level play, and
Mhm.
get a lot of EXP to start, and also pick like a special magical item, which will include like a magic whip sword, a really cool spear, a mirror shield because reasons, stuff like that. And yes, this is going to be anime as fuck at points.
Yes, that's kind of the intent, right?
Yes, exactly. The whole point is that you should feel like when you're in this, and literally your characters can feel like it, you're in a JRPG anime, and that's the intent I'm going for here.
I told you, when we do play this, one of my characters' goal is acquire a fucking harem. It's gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's not joking. He's not.
I should double check what how the motivations rules are phrased, and see if I need to add any. Because they have some examples, but I might want to specifically give examples that make sense for this setting.
Oh yeah.
Like, somebody could have a motivation to return home because they've decided this does suck and they want to go back. I don't want to be here. I don't want to fight goblins all day. Meanwhile, that one guy who is like, I love fighting goblins, is like, you will fight your goblins and you will like it.
No! Let's see here.
But yeah, so I'm working on lots of stuff, and I will continue to advise and get feedback, because that's how I work. Let's see, we've been going for a little over an hour. It's a little bit short, but I don't know. We've been laser focused on some stuff.
Yeah. Let's see here. Did we talk about Eclipse Phase?
We talked about it last week.
Yeah, we're probably gonna see about. Oh yeah, because that's right. We had to record after.
Yes,
we played.
And I don't know if we're gonna play this week because nobody's talked about it. But also, tomorrow is my mother's birthday, so we will probably be going out to dinner. I'm reasonably sure. So we'll have to. Given how it has gone previously, we'll have to see how timing works out.
Mm-hmm.
If people are even there and if they can go. But that's always an issue when you get into this month. We talked about it. Like I said, my parents are having a holiday party next Friday, which is just for the sake of like noise and stuff, probably means it will either have to record way earlier or, move the schedule down, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Or up, I don't know. We could do it on a Thursday. We're not really super busy. It's all a matter of just figuring out ahead of time. And I know somewhere there I'm going to be gone somewhere around Christmas, but I don't know exactly which days. I think it's a weekend. So we'll either have to just take that off or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Figure it out. But that's how we work.
That is how we work.
I don't really have anything else to talk about.
I'm thinking. So talk. Well, let's see here. I guess I could talk a little bit about anime if we want to faff some time.
We're a little short this week. We can faff a little.
Okay, I'll faff a little. So, I'm gonna recommend a anime to you good fellows out there. Because as you know, this core, there's a lot of isekai. There's a fuck ton of isekai. Like, holy shit. And some of them are, kind of tongue-in-cheek. Some of them are a bit more serious. And the one I'm going to talk about today is a bit more on the serious side. And it's actually what I consider really good. So, I remember when I first told this name to Omega back when I was talking about how there were so many. He kind of went, oh my god, because he found the name kind of cringe. But I was like, nah, bro, nah, it's cool. The title of this one is Ascendance of a Bookworm. Of course, as always with most isekais, it's based off a light novel of the same name. In this novel, the main character, the heroine, I should say, is a complete, how do I pronounce this, bibliophile, book lover, like complete love books, has a library job, does nothing but read books all day, every day, does not care about human interaction or anything. And how fitting it is that she meets her end being crushed by a pile of books. At which point, isekai tropes, she I guess can't really see, it's not reincarnate. It's not reincarnation. She is transported to another world and takes over the body of a dying child named Mine, or Maine, depending on how you want to pronounce it. And it's a Middle Ages kind of world, but it's a simple living. Now, if you coming in here expecting like over protagonist adventures, all that stuff, you're not gonna find that in this one. Instead, this is all about this girl's journey to try and make books so she can read. Because if you guys don't remember, back in those times, books were not a very common thing. They were just basically things that nobles had. People either just did not read, or they had people read to them. People who knew how to read, they can get jobs being scribes and all that crazy stuff and make some decent money. But mine and all her otherworldly knowledge is all like, no, I want fucking books. Give them to me now. And it's just her going throughout like her life, trying to combat sickness, living in a medieval lifestyle, and dealing with all those things here and there. It's fun, it's informative. There's a lot of world building in it. Slowly. Bone, why you beeping at me? Stop that. And it's good. It's something like it's an isekai that's more down to earth, but still maintains fantastical elements. Like, there's references to people using magic. There's, like, magical, like, creatures and plants and stuff, but they never really take the center stage. It's always about mine and what she's doing to, like, make, books. Like, at one time, she tries to make, paper, from, weaving, reeds together and, like, stops after, like, 15 minutes of doing it because she realized it's really fucking hard. Another time, she, like, tries to make clay tablets, and then, it's... trial and error, because apparently clay can explode. You can have tablet explosions. And now she's like trying to make paper. She's learning she's doing business with merchants. Her family. She comes from a poor family, by the way, I should mention. It's not where, one of those tropes where the character is born into a noble house or has easy noble connections. No, her family is literally on the poverty line. They literally live in a two-room house. And like I said, I like it. I really like it. The art style is cute. The animation's pretty good. I said it has, and it's both serious and it's as someone who like reads like overpowered protagonist stories all the time. It's definitely something different and something that I can appreciate. Where no, it's a little bit more down to earth. The character is not overpowered. She actually has a debilitating weakness on several areas. And, she's trying to make do. It's fun. I like it. I highly recommend anyone who wants to go more on a slow roll to check out a Senses of the Bookworm. It's a good time.
Yeah, I still need to... I've got it in my Funimation list. Is the wrestler animal one.
Yeah. It's still funny. It's kind of entered a... what's the word I want to use? It's kind of circular. It's like, I don't know, like, I don't want to say it's bad, because I trust me, I watch it every week and I laugh every time, but it's not, what you see is what you get. I guess that's the way I'm gonna put it.
That's a pretty fair sounding assessment. It is what it is.
Yeah. And what it is pretty funny, but don't go in, like, expecting something deep or something deep.
It's not gonna give you world peace.
No.
Though you should never expect anything to give you world peace.
Yeah. Let's see here. Well, also, I guess since the last time I talked about anime, I started watching the hero is overpowered but overwhelmingly conscious. I said I'm watching that one for the laughs too, because it's pretty damn funny. It's introduces our next useless goddess into the mix. Which is, it's kind of funny because she's not necessarily a useless goddess. She's just useless next to the fucking hero, which is saying something. And she's low key horny on main. It's really funny actually. And the main character definitely actually fuck, I can't remember his name now all of a sudden. I just had it. It's definitely entertaining in its own way. Basically, the premise of it is, the gods and goddesses, they have a divine realm, and they always have to go out and save worlds, and so they summon heroes to do that, and, God, I can't remember the goddess's name either now. Fuck. Well, anyway, the goddess, has to summon a hero to go deal with, like, an S-rank world that has made even, like, the veteran gods, like, shake in fear. And so she summons this guy who has amazing stats, but has this weird quality of overwhelmingly cautious. And he is. Like, he doesn't want to eat food that other people's given him. He doesn't want to, like, he suspects everything is a poison or a trap or someone might be someone in disguise. And the funny thing is when you first, like, it's amazing what people, like, get adjusted to. Because when you start first in the series, you're like, oh my god, why is this guy doing this? But then I realized, like, when he's still doing this, like, I don't know, what, like, 9 episodes down, I've just, like, accepted it as how he do. Because a lot of the times, his overcautiousness is what literally saves everybody. And I guess, like, that's also reflected in the characters, because they don't comment on it so much. They just kind of accept it as, like, yeah, that's how he is. And frankly, if he wasn't this way, we probably all would have died by now. And as I said, like, the characters, like, completely overpowered, but, like, every once in a while, like, something, like, has to meet his match as, like, they come at him in some weird way, and he has to go back to the divine. That's the funny thing. Like, like, usually when, heroes get summoned, they, like, stay on, like, the world they on. No, this guy's like, no, we're going back to the divine realm so I can train more and do more push-ups. And it's, like I said, it's not like Konosuba's, kind of breakdown of, like, usual, of isekai tropes, but it definitely it parodies them in its own way. Like, he gets, like, party companions, but he's so strong, he's like, no, you're just baggage carriers. And, even though they keep training to get stronger themselves, he's like, nope, baggage carriers. I'm like, that's kind of funny, they help out in their own ways, and despite how overcautious and paranoid Seiya, is his name Seiya? I want to say Seiya. Seiya is, you definitely realize that he cares about, like, his goddess and his party members in his own little weird paranoid way. So it's like, it's another one that, like, if you're all right with, like, some cliches, some tropes, and fan service, you should give it a watch. Oh my god, I'm just thinking about, yeah, there's a lot of fan service in this anime too. Just beware. Just be wary. Let's see here. Anything else that I started watching that I want to talk about? No, but I did actually see apparently I don't know what time, but Crunchyroll did talk about, like, what animes are coming next year. And I said the list, I can't remember the entire list, but I remember there were a few that I was actually pretty excited about. They confirmed that that Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime Season 2 is coming out. I'm excited about that. Laid Back Camp Season 2 is coming out. Super excited about that. Shoot. Oh yeah, here's something interesting. Did you know there's another Strike Witches series coming out called Road to Berlin?
Oh, no, I had not heard that.
Yeah, no, I didn't either. Yeah, and apparently it's like, I don't know what they're gonna do, but it looks like it's the original characters.
Wow, that's a long time coming back.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, it's like Miyafuji and all them, and we will see it. Like I said,
wait, is this the? Because I feel like one of them was it the second season. One of them ended on, like, a cliffhanger, like there was some letters or something, and we were gonna go do some shit, and we didn't. So that's like, wow, are we finally coming back?
I don't know.
Impressive. We'll have to see.
Yeah. So yeah, because there was Strike Witches, and then there was Brave Witches. So and Brave Witches was a completely different group of girls.
Yep.
Oh, let me retweet this Tamamo, because that's how. Oh, okay. I'm definitely retweeting that Tamamo. It was great. The preview only saw the face, and I looked at the full image. I was like, oh. Well, you'll probably see what I mean.
That happens sometimes.
Mm. But so that's what else was there? Let's see, Promised Neverland Season 2, but I really wasn't into that. Haikyuu, that was another one. I feel like there was one more that I was like, oh yeah, but I can't think of it. Hang on 1 second, I will go figure it out. Let me see here. Doop. It was okay. Here's the post. Making noise at me. Stop that. Let's see here. Nope, that wasn't it. Oh, Magia Record. Huela Magi Madoka Record side story, which is basically the anime based off the mobile game that they have going on.
That's right.
And I'm actually pretty excited about that, because here's the thing. I really liked Madoka Magica, the mobile game. I just did not have time for it.
Especially because they were on the English release was on the super accelerated schedule.
Yeah. because I was really invested in the story, so I'm really happy for that to be coming out. And I don't know, I wonder if Urobuchi actually wrote it. I don't know. I haven't seen enough girls dying in the parts that I did play, so so I'm excited for that. Is it wrong to pick up Girls in the Dungeon Season 3? That's always a good one. Let's see here. I know some people will be excited for the quintessential quintuplets. That's getting another one. Ghost in the Shell, SAC 2045. That's coming out next year.
We'll have to see how that comes out.
Yep.
I'm always interested in more Ghost in the Shell, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Also, Dropkick on My Devil Season 2, which I find interesting that Crunchyroll is talking about that, considering that Amazon Prime is the one that actually has the show. If you guys haven't watched Dropkick on My Devil, it's pretty damn funny. Basically, this gothic Lolita girl, a college student, summons a devil, and the devil can't leave until she kills the summoner, but the gothic Lolita girl is crazy fucking strong, and will take a crowbar and a chainsaw to this devil, who can regenerate from her wounds, so it's pretty tongue-in-cheek, and it's funny. You should definitely look it out. It's on Amazon Prime, by the way. Yeah. Okay, so I think I've fapped enough about anime, maybe.
Yeah, we made it over an hour and a half. That's fine.
Booyah! Yeah, I'm good then.
Well, yeah, Lucky talked about anime a lot. We talked about video games a lot.
Did ya?
No, I don't think there's any. We're not playing any new games we haven't mentioned, and there's no other news. I think that's important to us. So yeah, I think we talked about everything. We talked about all the core what's up. That's what what's ups are for.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go ahead and wrap this, and maybe this one will actually get edited in a timely fashion.
Ta-da!
Knock on wood. But yeah, all right. I'm gonna go get some dinner. Lucky's gonna go. Well, he stopped yelling. So did you stop dying?
Oh, I got through the mission, and now, like, the thing about Nioh is, like, it's not a continuous fucking slog entirely. Like, when you, like, all the areas are in, like, individual maps, and when you beat a mission, you just go to a screen where you can, like, pick other missions, go to the blacksmith and all that stuff. I've just been doing that, like, fiddling a bunch, because here's the thing about Nioh, it's like the Dark Souls where you have different stats that do different things, and you have skill points to fuck around with. You can customize your skill sets. You know, you can make and disassemble armor. There's a lot of fiddly bits when you're outside of combat too, which I really do like. It's just, yeah. Like I said, I don't know. Do you want to play Japanese Dark Souls? This is not anime Dark Souls. This is Japanese Dark Souls. It takes place at the end of the Sengoku era. It's funny.
All right. So, we're going to go ahead and wrap up then.
Mm-hmm.
So I will go ahead and say that if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to give us a like. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section down below. And of course, you can also please join our Discord. That link is in the description. And hopefully, Discord does not go down anymore.
Please no.
They fixed it, but it was a little wacky for a while there.
Mm-hmm.
That is, like I said, in the description and on our channel page. And of course, if you're new here and haven't already, please subscribe to our channel to get all of our latest rambles about anime and video games and books and stuff. And of course, even if you're already subscribed, considering that bell for notifications so you always know when we post a new video, because usually posting what's up is weird. This one might actually be made in a timely manner, but no promises, so, notifications help for that. When Lucky does decide to stream things, notifications let you know right away. It's a very handy system. And like it says at the front of the show, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early in audio format for as little as $1 a month, and lots of other goodies along the way, and it really helps out and supports us. And so we will see you next week for more Let's Talk FGO, and also more What's Up. But also, if you didn't check out Let's Talk FGO that already came out this week, check that out. Watch it. Like you found a cool Santa Helena from the artist to put in the thumbnail.
Mm-hmm, I did.
Alright, we outie. Smoke bomb!